You've all been asking me about Caleb and Brown. Are they safer than using an exchange? What about using them instead of a cold wallet? Well, I recently created an account to test them out for myself so I could give you my honest feedback. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly what Caleb and Brown is, how it compares to using a crypto exchange like Coinbase, and whether it's actually a safe alternative to using a cold wallet to hold your crypto. First, what is Caleb and Brown and how is it different from a traditional crypto exchange? Caleb and Brown uses what's known as institutional custody. This really just describes how your crypto is secured on their platform. Caleb and Brown says the majority of users' assets are secured through Fireblocks. Fireblocks is basically a security system used by financial institutions to protect and move large amounts of crypto. So instead of relying on one private key sitting in one place, Fireblocks splits control over signing crypto transactions across multiple protected systems. This makes it harder for a hacker, employee, or a compromised device to steal the crypto. Now, according to Caleb and Brown, some crypto that isn't supported by Fireblocks is held in their own cold storage wallets, but this still differs from an exchange like Coinbase, where your crypto is held by Coinbase as part of the exchange's platform. You see a balance in your account, but Coinbase controls the private keys and manages the wallets holding your crypto behind the scenes, and that's the main difference. But there's still a key difference I need to point out. At the end of the day, both Caleb and Brown and crypto exchanges like Coinbase are custodial wallets, meaning the platform ultimately controls your crypto, not you. This is why you still see exchanges freezing users' funds, locking accounts, and sometimes even closing accounts while people still have money on them. To be fair, I haven't seen reports of Caleb and Brown doing this, but there are still some limits on control that you have to deal with, and I'll get to those in a minute. Now, I always say the only way to truly own your crypto on a technical level is to own the keys used to access and manage your crypto. Caleb and Brown pushed back on that and said that in the strict legal sense, you do own your crypto on their platform. But I'm not talking about the legal sense because that's not what matters most to me. I don't really care. What I care about is having full control of my money whenever I want, however I want, without someone limiting how I can access or manage it. That's what true ownership means to me, and that's one of the biggest benefits crypto has over traditional banking. So I like to take advantage of that whenever I can. That said, there is a major difference in how your crypto is handled on a platform like Caleb and Brown compared to an exchange like Coinbase, especially if the exchange you're using ever collapses, which has been happening quite a bit lately. If Caleb and Brown went under tomorrow, your crypto would still legally belong to you. That's because users' crypto is kept separate from the company's own money. So if the company failed, your crypto wouldn't become company property that creditors could fight over. But with an exchange like Coinbase, it's different. You may legally own the value of the crypto in your account, but the exchange is the one actually holding the crypto for you. So if the exchange failed, your crypto can get stuck while everything gets sorted out in court, which can take years, and that's exactly what happened with FTX. They went bankrupt, users' funds were frozen, they couldn't get their money out, and they ended up having to wait years for the bankruptcy process to reach a point where repayments could begin. So when it comes to keeping crypto on an exchange versus using institutional custody like Caleb and Brown, I'd feel better keeping it with Caleb and Brown, but I still don't believe institutional custody should replace using your own self-custodial cold wallet to hold and manage your crypto. And here's why. Even though you're better covered if Caleb and Brown closed their doors tomorrow, they still have control over your crypto. At the end of the day, they're still the middleman between you, your crypto, and what you want to do with it. And most importantly, you still don't own the keys. But aside from not actually owning the keys to your crypto, Caleb and Brown also has some strict rules you have to follow if you want to trade on their platform. For starters, there's no minimum amount required to open an account, but there are minimum trade amounts if you want to buy, sell, or swap crypto. And those minimums depend on how you trade. Since Caleb and Brown is a crypto broker, you have two options. You can trade through the broker that you're assigned when you first open an account, or you can trade on your own through the portal without talking to your broker. But here's the catch. If you buy, sell, or trade through your broker, each trade has to be at least $2,000. If you trade on your own through the portal, the minimum is $500. So you can't just buy $100 worth of Bitcoin. The minimum is $500, which is a lot higher than you normally see on a crypto exchange. Now, along with the minimum trade requirement, you also pay a flat fee anytime you want to buy, sell, or swap crypto. That fee is 3.5%. So if you buy $1,000 worth of crypto on Caleb and Brown, $35 will go towards that fee. That's somewhat comparable to a more expensive crypto exchange like Coinbase, but if you shop around, you can find lower fees. For example, Kraken charges a 1% flat fee for instant buys. I will say one nice thing about Caleb and Brown though is that there are no fees for withdrawing crypto to your own wallet, not even blockchain fees. That said, these fees and limits are part of what I'm talking about. The fact that there's a $500 minimum trade means you don't have full control over your crypto. Because if you did, guess what? You wouldn't need permission to trade a certain amount of crypto. If you wanted to swap $10, you could swap $10. And that's why I'm so strict about only keeping my crypto in self-custodial cold wallets. It's a physical wallet that I own. I'm the only one that has the key. I decide when and how I want to manage my crypto. No one can freeze my funds. No one can lock my account. Shoot, the government can't even take my crypto unless I let them, unless I give them my key. That's what true ownership and control looks like in crypto. And I get it, some people think cold wallets are really hard to use because they've never used one before, but they're really not. And from my experience, it actually takes longer to set up an account with Caleb and Brown or on a crypto exchange than it does to set up some cold wallets. This wallet literally took me 2 minutes to set up. Caleb and Brown took me about 10 minutes, mainly because I had to enter all my personal information, upload a picture of my ID, and then take a selfie for all the KYC stuff. But if your excuse is that cold wallets take too long to set up, they're hard to use, or they're too expensive, I've personally debunked all three of those excuses. The cold wallet that I've been using for the last 3 years to secure a large portion of my crypto is Tangem, and it only costs $50 if you use my link down in the description to get a discount. I also buy, sell, and swap crypto directly through my Tangem wallet, which makes it even more convenient. So that's what I would personally do if my goal was to secure my crypto long term and make sure that I stay in full control of it at all times. Even Caleb and Brown actively encourage users to hold their own crypto, which I do give them props for. But don't twist my words here. That's not to say that crypto exchanges like Coinbase or brokers like Caleb and Brown don't have a place in crypto, because they do. Exchanges are fine for buying, selling, and swapping crypto. That's how most of us get into crypto and also cash out. But storing your crypto on an exchange is still a massive risk because you don't control the keys, and exchanges are known to freeze funds and lock accounts. It's happened to me, it's happened to our subscribers, and it's a massive headache when it does happen. Now, something like Caleb and Brown is also a great option for someone who wants more of a white glove service and is serious about investing in crypto. One of the biggest downsides to most crypto exchanges is their customer service. It's complete trash. But with Caleb and Brown, you at least have access to real people. I even tested this myself. I was having issues setting up my account, so I sent them a message and they replied in 7 minutes, which was pretty impressive. So personally, if I had to choose between keeping my crypto on an exchange or keeping it with an institutional custodian like Caleb and Brown, I guess I would choose Caleb and Brown, assuming I'm okay with that $500 minimum. I'd also be more comfortable selling my crypto with Caleb and Brown because I think the risk of having my funds frozen is a lot lower compared to transferring my crypto to an exchange and selling it there. That said, it's not impossible. Caleb and Brown still has to adhere to strict anti-money laundering laws, just like other crypto companies, so they probably could freeze your funds. It just hasn't happened. By the way, if you want to try out Caleb and Brown, I'll drop my link down in the description so you can easily set up an account. But even then, nothing beats the security and simplicity of actually owning your crypto and managing it with your own self-custodial cold wallet. Every time I transfer crypto to an exchange, I'm worried they're going to freeze it. It's happened to me 3 times so far. But when my crypto is secured in my own wallet, I just don't have those worries. So yes, use Caleb and Brown or a crypto exchange as part of your crypto investment process, but use each platform for what it's actually designed to do. Use an exchange or broker for buying and selling crypto, and from there, send it to your own cold wallet where it'll remain secure and in your full control. And if you need help setting up a cold wallet and sending your crypto to it, I walk you through that entire process step by step in my Tangem Wallet user guide. I'll meet you over there. God bless. Peace out.